Hi guys!
What's popping? What's going on? It's me, your girl, Bonike.
And Esther.
And we want to welcome you to another cool episode of
What the Internet Said. So today we're going to be talking about a very interesting conversation that affects every one of us, whether we like it or not. And you're probably thinking, what's the conversation? Politics. Yes, politics.
And when you hear Gen Zs talk about politics, some of them are like, I'm not interested. Please don't involve me. Some of them are like, involve me. Do you understand? So yeah, that's what we're here to talk about.
And you know, the funniest thing about this conversation is that it affects every part of our lives.
Yes, it
Jobs,
does.
education, security, fuel prices, and even the things we want to do.
And today, we invited some amazing Gen Zs, yes, you, to come talk to us about politics. What do you think about it? Are we the future of tomorrow? Are we not the future of tomorrow? Well, let's find out.
Let's get into it.
I love being in a relationship.
I open TikTok. People are mad there.
Don't even call us picnics.
Like, we don't want to sit down and be like,
Yeah, what is the idea of like living a fake life?
are you not ashamed?
That's why the Olodo uprising is happening. I'm trying to look for the right words to use. So if you give me nonsense, I'm going to give you nonsense.
Garbage in, garbage out.
Garbage out.
All right, hi everyone.
Hi.
So today's conversation is, very interesting. But before I, begin, I want to know who here has their PVCs.
I do.
Okay.
You guys don't?
Okay.
I don't have it yet. I'm not going to lie.
Okay.
I'm going to get it.
Are you
But I'm
going
going
to
to
get it?
get it yet.
Okay, what about you?
Anyone?
You don't?
I don't have it, but I want to get it, but there's an issue.
Okay.
There's an issue.
What's the issue?
So I guess let me get into the technicality of it.
Okay.
So the thing about NINs is that they are connected to your phone number. I lost the phone number that was connected to my NIN. So they need to send a verification code to my NIN for me to get the PVC, for me to be able to get the PVC. But the process to do that is so I have to
You
sort
have
that out
to-
first before.
Yeah, and I think that's
Come
one
up
of the
towards
things
it.
that discourages people from engaging in things like this. Because
Mhm.
I've seen several situations where people are trying to get their PVC, and it's either the office that they go to is giving them stress, or there's a long line, or there's just one technicality or the other that's stopping them, and it discourages a lot of people from voting, participation in politics and stuff like that. It discourages me, I'm never gonna lie. Like, let's just go and vote and just go back home. Why are we dragging the ballot box? Let's just vote and go home.
I don't see any reason why my NIN should not be also connected to my email address. So that if I need to, there's an issue with my phone number, there's a way I can get the code from my email. Because all this, you need to get a police report, then you have to go to the office, then you pay this, you pay that. It's not ideal.
My own issue was actually the portal. The portal that they said to put your details and everything. I tried it up to 3 times, and it kept closing. My details were not saving, nothing was going through. So I actually just gave up on it because I was like, okay, am I going to get the information or not?
At some point, I was trying to pick my polling station, and I kept trying to, and it didn't show any options. It was blank, and I was like, what's
This
happening?
is not available, that is not available. It just kept shutting down. I don't have a PVC, but I'm definitely going to get it. Yeah, I'll work on it. It's a restriction that this country has given me, but I would go around it. I would get my PVC. Yeah, I'll get it.
It's genuinely discouraging, and I also think that voting should be online. Why do we have to go outside? Why are we using paper? What do you think this is? Primary school? Are we writing noisemakers? Let's just do it online. Do you get everybody just do it from the comfort of their home and know that okay, I've voted. Simple. It doesn't have to be so difficult.
Absolutely. I agree with online voting. I think it is something that we can do. I think it's something people should consider. I feel like people have said it so many times. This is not the first time. And I know that they know that it is possible, but I don't understand why it's a problem. I don't get why we are still doing the old method. Why can't we just vote from our houses?
Ideally, we should be able to vote online, but we do know where we are, right?
Voting online, practically, it makes sense, and I can understand it. But if people are doing kini with paper voting, with online voting, I'm just concerned about being able to see, as long as there's transparency. I think the most important thing is that we know what's going on and we know how it works. So so that there's less room for people to manipulate things. I think that's my only concern about online voting.
I don't think we're ready for that yet as a country, even though at the point where we are now, we're supposed to have gone so far than using papers and ballots and everything. But with voting online right now, it's something that, okay, if we have the facilities, if it to be properly facilitated and done properly, why not? But right now, I don't think we're there yet. We should be there, but we're not there yet. So yeah.
I think voting online is a lot easier because, like, obviously, like, Nigeria is very backwards driven. Like, we're not even going forward. We're very stagnant. We're not even stagnant. We're going backwards. So it's like voting online is a lot easier. But then again, Nigeria getting to voting online is a long shot. And I don't know when Nigeria is going to get there, but cross our fingers, hopefully soon.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting because now a lot of young people are now like very, very, very interested in, this politics. But I used to hear one of my lecturer in school, he used to say, oh, he just thinks young people make noise online about politics and they don't actually vote. That they may actually go get their PVCs, but they will not vote. So I'm asking, so he's trying to let me know that you can get your PVC and it can just remain in your house and you might still not go out. So are you guys gonna actually go out and vote?
Yes. If it's safe, I will go out to vote.
If it's safe, that's the condition.
No, because it irritates me so much when I see like people dying because of election. What are we doing? Why is everybody behaving like we don't have sense? I'm not sorry. Why are we acting like we don't have sense? We want to vote. You guys will say, oh, get your PVC, do this, do this, do this. When I do all these things and I want to vote, you're telling me, who do you want to vote for? You cannot vote for this person. Get out of here. I don't understand. I've done everything that you said I should do, and now I want to vote, and you're misbehaving. It irritates me. I'm kind of alive.
I feel like it does with everyone. But talking about voting rights, what criteria do you think you have as a person to say, okay, this guy, I think I like the way he has been rolling lately. I'm going to vote for this guy. I'm not asking you to mention, but like, what are the things that you look out for before you vote for a particular candidate?
If you're looking at, and obviously the Nigerian political landscape is very different from a lot of other places. More than anything, I think over here, as much as hope or as little as hope, let me say that, something that gives you hope.
But everybody gives hope every...
No, yeah, there is sold hope and there's genuine hope. And again, we're not naming names, but we have had a few candidates who gave us legitimate reasons to hope. There are people who tell you what they think you want to hear because they're politicking. Then there are people who actually give you something that you can have actionable hope towards, if that makes any sense. And so I think for younger people, for us, it's more, give me something that I can actually relate with. Like someone who has actually taken the time to think of our pain points and is like, oh, I noticed this and this and this. There are a lot of people who come and they rinse and repeat. And they're just, saying the same things they said a long time ago. Those people, we know who they are. And then we know the people who have actually taken time to think of what is actually wrong. And then you can hear that when they're talking. So those, more than half the time, are the people that you have usually seen people gravitate towards en masse in recent times. And, I'm sure all of us are probably thinking about the same person without necessarily mentioning names exactly. So, I think that's on a very basic criterion level. I think that's kind of what it takes now. And it's just because the bar is extremely low.
The bar is extremely low.
In hell.
The bar is in hell. That's why people feel like even the guy we probably have the same thoughts towards, they feel like he's a politician. Like he's just like he knows what he's doing. Like we're not really sure. So like right now, like if it was before, now you have like an idea and say, okay, this guy, I feel like he's giving me genuine reason. But now, even if you break statistics and you tell me and you give me hope, but it doesn't, I don't know whether if you would actually get into the power, you'd actually do it.
Yeah. I think it's
so
important.
It's like very shaky. You can come and be speaking English and come and be, you could be very eloquent, telling me why this is wrong, why that is wrong. But you might get there and not do anything. You might just get there.
Because it's, how do I say it? So when it comes to politics, elections, governance, I say it's always better to choose the lesser of two evils, right? Which means there's no guarantee that you're going to get anything, which is why having information and understanding, Now, for you to get to a level of governance, you need to politic. Politicking is a part of it.
Yeah.
So a lot of the time, you might even have someone who actually has great plans, but he's not a great politician.
Yeah.
And so he doesn't get there. Meanwhile, the great politicians get there. That's why you hear certain things thrown around like, oh, this person is good, but they don't have the infrastructure. What does that mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's the art of politics. It's an art. So for somebody who has I think the proper recipe is someone who has a bit of everything to some extent, where you know that you can be brutal when you need to be brutal. You need to be informed when you need to be informed. You need to be relatable where you're relatable. It's a lot, which is why the person that we're all like gravitating towards has been in office. But then the thing you need to understand is at different levels, it requires different levels of certain kind of attitudes.
Exactly.
I can understand why people did not want to mention names because I don't know. Well, would I say? I guess maybe people don't want to disappear. Maybe that's a huge thing to say. But I don't know. I don't know why people didn't want to say names. Because people be saying names. People be tweeting names. So what's the difference between like tweeting something online and associated with your account and saying it out loud? So I don't know. Other people weren't saying names, so I decided not to say names. Like, I thought that was like a rule or something.
They were not scared now. They were just expressing themselves the best way possible. People were not scared. Well, we all know who we're talking about. We all know, but I mean, we're just expressing ourselves the best way possible. So let's just leave it that way.
It's not like I was scared. I was just being careful to call politicians names and like call people's names, because like any small thing they can say they want to sue somebody. I said something defamatory or something. I don't want to get into any of that. So if you understand what we're talking about, then you know what we're talking about. So if you know, you know.
That was the person who had, had us hopeful, and it's Peter Obi now. Come on, guys. We've been new.
And so do you think the person can play, this person, your candidate, can play in that brutality?
I mean, to be honest, I can't say. I mean, I guess if the results had ended up a certain way, we would know for sure, but not necessarily. And again, you need to know who. That's why I said politicking is a thing. You need to know the strengths of your opponent. You need to know. You may be good on your own, but then when you have an opponent who's better versed in certain things, so.
Another thing I think about is the campaigns and manifestos. They're all facades. They're all make-believe. Everybody's just saying, make Nigeria great again, make Nigeria great again. But like, what are you actually going to do to make Nigeria great again? Let's say let's say I'm the next president of Nigeria. I can't just get there and start doing all the things that I said I was going to do. Because like there are some people that have made a mess. The people before me have made a mess. So I have to clean up that mess before I can start doing what I want to do. And while cleaning up that mess, my time is going. The 4 years is going. And then everybody's like, oh, look at you. You're not even doing anything. You say we're going to do this. But like the reality is that there's...
You know what is rather unfortunate? I don't think now they care for the campaign. They say rubbish now. What did the present president say in his last? He was just saying, "Oh, I'm next. Is that a manifesto?"
It's like
it was just bluffing. Man
and
was
another
just
thing
saying
is
things.
tribalism. Oh my god, guys, what are we doing? Hey,
That's
you
a
see
serious
that?
problem. That's actually very
It's
serious.
a very, very big problem, and it starts with your parents.
They'll say don't marry Igbo. Don't marry.
Not even.
It's a lot. I really think it's a lot deeper than our parents. It's a problem that has been in existence, that our parents are victims of that circumstance. It's
Yeah, but it can't change.
it's
Exactly.
changed. So that's the thing, and that's the problem we have. Like talking about Nigerian politics, and when we say like, oh, it seems like people have not much of an interest, it's because of how layered and cumbersome it is. It's not because it's not 1 + 1 is 2. It's a whole different geometric arithmetic progression that's going on with it, and that's why it's so stressful. When you say things like, someone who's in power doesn't even bother with trying to convince us, it's because they have systemically put things in place that have made the need to convince us unnecessary. If I take your power to decide, I don't need to convince you to decide. I just need to do whatever I want to do because I already know what the outcome is going to be. So the problem is Information is very important. Education is very important. The average Nigerian is not well informed or educated because it has been systemically put in place for him not to be. Now, because of that, it's a problem that just trickles. It's a gift that keeps giving. And so, as time goes on, we become less and less informed on what it is that we are supposed to do. And now, we do have a lot of information at our fingertips, but because we have been so disappointed, we don't even see the need to want to. I saw a video a while back, and the girl was talking about how there are archives in certain parts of Nigeria. And she's like, oh, you need to know your history. But I'm like, you don't understand that our history has also been systemically removed. So we aren't informed. So if you're looking for it, you kind of have to go into deep search for it. And so that's where this interest comes in, because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work for me to actually want to know what is affecting me. So most times where you see like the younger generation ginger is when it bites them.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, my data price is so high. What? How is that? Then someone is talking about it.
And I think
Or Uber prices because there's a fuel hike.
Of police
Exactly.
brutality.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's something that has to directly affect them, and it's not their fault. It's because it has to get to that point for them to get it, because the information that should be there for everyone to have is not. So you would not get an uproar until something pinches you in your supposed perceived comfort zone.
Yeah, but eventually we get comfortable still.
Yes, but that's because that's what we have been trained to do.
No, because like even if you complain about it now, there are so many people that have tried to stand up and try to say things and have been killed.
Yes.
Right? So even if you try to say something about it, over time, let's say 2-3 days, everybody has forgotten about it.
Yes, but there was a time where we had freedom fighters. There was a time where we had people who were more dedicated towards, you know what, if I die on the line, I die on the line. Right? Which is why I'm saying, like, it's so bad now, and that's because they understood what it takes for a country like Nigeria to stand. They understood all the things that had gone into this country. They understood certain things that we, unfortunately, that all of those things that would have made us understand have been taken away from us. So you first of all have to know that, even if I wanted to be properly equipped, these people have done it in such a way that I can't. So that's why, like, before we can even have that level of dedication, it has to really hit us. It's not like, let's go back to 2020 and let's go back to NSARS. I literally was on air. I heard, in fact, I'll be on air and I'll be talking about what's happening, and I'll be getting queries for talking about what's happening, even though I'm reporting the news and that's supposed to be my job. And then I hear, something is going to go off. We go there, and there were very young people sitting there. What happened? They sat there. A lot of people sacrificed. So you can't say that we're devoid of sacrificial actions. When we know what it is we're fighting for, we see the same gumption. I feel like it's the Nigerian spirit overall. But when we don't know, how do we advocate?
And I think the thing about social media, what social media has done with politics, is that it's made it look like it's very, very easy. So somebody will post a video and talk about it, and then you watch it and be like, oh, I'm learning, and then you repost the video and you think that you're doing, like, you think that you've reposted this video, you have done so much, and it creates like a false sense of I'm doing my job. And when you're watching all these things and you're seeing all these people talk about politics, you think that, okay, I understand what's happening, I have an understanding what's happening. Meanwhile, all you're doing is pretty much regurgitating the information that's been fed to you. And that's not enough. If you truly want to know about politics, that's something you have to search out for yourself.
Exactly.
I remember I saw a video on YouTube, was that a few days ago. It was something along the lines of Gen Z is, I remember the title, Gen Z is encouraging loser behavior. That was the name of the video. And she talked specifically about fake, but let's say fake activism. I don't know how to put it that way. And I was like, and not going to lie, she was triggering me. I was feeling one or two, and she was basically talking about how, people will post on social media, and you think that, okay, because you're reposting and because you're going, like, that's it. But that's not, we need so much more than that.
Yeah.
It's easy to repost, and it's like what you were saying about tribalism. It's easy to repost a video talking about how you say the president should be this or that. But in real life, you know that you have your own personal biases against the person that is working in work.
They need to flog everybody.
Sometimes with social media, when you are seeing a lot of posts about politics on your For You page, or you are reposting a lot of things about politics on your For You page, it creates the illusion that you are doing something or that you know a lot. When more often than that, that's not enough. And I'm not speaking from a high horse because this is literally me. This is something I realized about myself like 2 or 3 days ago. So I don't think Gen Zs are intentionally lazy about politics. I think just because the way social media is, people feel like they're doing a lot when in reality they're not doing much.
Gen Zs have like a delusional, they think that they know enough about politics and then they go on to post about it. Well, the main action, the main thing that we're meant to be doing is actually going out, getting into a political party, having information, knowing the local government, knowing your local government chairman, knowing your some people don't even know their governors. That's so sad.
Social media has definitely made us more aware than we were. The only thing is it doesn't equip us with everything that we need to make proper informed actions or take proper informed actions.
When I was younger, I used to think they should just send all the Nigerians go somewhere. They should sweep Nigeria. We actually need serious cleansing. And I want to talk about what you said. You said, oh, you need to sit down and actually study these things. I haven't eaten. Do you think it's politics I want to be talking about? There's no lights. There's mosquitoes. There's heat, and it's politics I want to be talking about. When the people up there are still going to do what they're going to do.
But I think
regardless.
what she's saying is better than just pretending to want to be informed.
That's the thing.
And I say it a lot that many people here were screaming and shouting out Tinubu, but you don't even know your local government chairman.
Yeah.
You don't even know that you can call the Senate. You don't know you could call them and ask them, okay, so yes, their numbers are up. Very shocking. Their numbers are actually out in public. You can actually dial their number and say, so this is what's happening to me now. What am I supposed to do? But people don't even know that. Do you understand?
Because people are hungry.
Yeah, and I also think it's along the lines of,
Yeah,
a lot of people already think that they're participating in politics. Like a lot of youth, a lot of people my age feel like they're actively participating in politics. Like when I was in school, I studied international relations. A lot of people were like, oh yeah, I'm going to leave school and I'm going to join a district or something. It's not that easy. But I think they're already like fully informed because most of the time we get our information from the internet, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. That's where we're fastly informed. And people will be like, oh yeah, I know a lot about this. But there's a difference between performative activism and genuine activism. There's, oh, I know about this. I'm making hashtags. It's trending. Great, fine. I know about this. I'm changing my profile picture. I'm posting a black screen like in 2020, 2021, the whole Black Lives Matter thing. Everybody was posting the black screen. But when it was time to actually go out, nobody was there because they saw the guns and everything. Everybody was actually scared. So I feel like a lot of young people our age believe they're actually participating, but there's nothing really that they're doing from their houses. They think, oh, I'm doing so much already. But I feel like the idea of actually doing something tweaks them a little bit because a lot of people, I'm not going to lie, a lot of people are lazy. A lot, like the whole PVC thing. There is no logical reason why it's such a difficult process to get a voter's card. That's what I think. There is no logical reason why it's so.
So you feel like if you're passionate enough,
exactly,
you should go and get
I think it's a situation of two things.
I agree that some Gen Zs are lazy and some are not. I think it entirely depends on the person. Lazy being that most people are comfortable and we adapt easily. Even as a country, we are always adapting. And even though this particular thing might affect you today, you just adapt to it because you have the capacity to, and in some way you're kind of privileged.
I don't think Gen Zs are lazy about politics. Well, some of us are lazy about politics, while some of us are actually genuinely interested, but the entire process makes it so difficult for us to engage in politics. Why is it taking me over a whole week to get my PVC done? It doesn't make any sense. That's why I said these things can be online. It makes things easier for every single person. Gen Zs are not the problem. We human beings as a whole are the problem. So don't just say it's Gen Zs. We human beings are the problem. Let's make things digital.
Two things can be true. We would sound a little delusional if we did not accept that the processes are painstakingly difficult. Yes, they are.
They've made it.
And it's kind of why I use the word, I say systemically, because it's not necessarily unintentional. It's almost there to
like it was staged.
Yeah, almost there to frustrate you. A lot of the movements that we have seen over time, one word that's, congruent with all of them is it's systemic. Because to a large extent, there's always something bigger at play. And so when I'm thinking, yes, I want to vote, I live in an era where I can do a lot from my phone, and all of a sudden you're telling me that I need to wake up, show up to somewhere at 6 somewhere, and someone says these are low quality problems, and that's one of the things that Nigeria has a lot of. Something that would take 5 steps over here takes 26. So by the time I've arrived at the 16th step, I am so tired because and it just doesn't make sense anymore. Which is why her saying things like people are hungry. It's true. If I'm fighting for survival, a lot of things don't make sense to me. But now the problem is, if I was better informed, I would understand that the reason I'm fighting for survival to begin with is because these things are not right.
Exactly.
So you're forced to be at this level where you're thinking
Everything.
of, what's biting me? Without thinking of, this is why it's biting me.
Yeah.
And so they just tend to like shift the focus to certain things, which is why in societies that are advanced, they, to some extent, because nowhere is perfect, they've dealt with those things. So you can think of other things. That's kind of the thing. So it's not a this or that, is two things coexisting. Unfortunately.
Yeah, and another thing on that, a lot of people will be like, oh, I'm not really into politics. But something we need to understand is that politics affects every single area of our life, our education, our transportation, the economy, everything. Everything you do, you wake up in the morning, you get out, a bus is what? Ubers, 10K. It
You might
affects
not be interested in
everything.
the politicians and their political parties, but you should definitely be interested in politics.
Exactly, because it affects your day-to-day life, like what she was saying, and how it pinches you.
Because I feel like when she said frustrating, you'll be hungry and all that frustration should drive you to, I want change.
If you know.
If you know,
exactly.
yeah, definitely. Like, it's not that knowledge is not out there, but it's for you to seek it. And I feel like Nigerians don't make extra effort to want to do that.
I don't think that's the case.
I think
so. That in Nigeria, or like in every other place, there's an upper, there's a middle, and there's a lower class.
Yeah.
Now the lower class is the mass. That's where you find majority of Nigerians. That is why you would see, we can easily talk about this thing. We know what we're going to eat when we get home. So we can easily have this conversation, speak English, spur in front of the camera and all that. But like, if I don't know what I'm going to eat, I promise you, it's not what's in the book. It's what I'm going to eat right now that is my concern. You're telling me to get the knowledge, get this, get that. Let me eat. See me somebody that's eating that will be able to comprehend what you're. And another thing is, majority of Nigerians are in the lower class. So that's why, this whole process is getting your PVC is a bit difficult because, you can tell your dad, oh, daddy, I want to get my PVC. Your daddy will call somebody there, they'll make it work. But like someone that's in a lower class cannot do that.
Yeah.
They will have to stand under the sun and wait for them to call their number. Their number is 718. And like there's over 1,000 people.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
And they can use
So
that
that's
time
why
to make money.
most Nigerians are discouraged. That's why you would see, I don't want to mention anybody's names, but you would see these people paying thugs 2,000, 20,000. Go and scatter this
20,000
polling units. Go and do this. Go and do that.
1.5. They would
And
pay
they
them.
would actually go there and do it like, they just paid me 1 million, whereas it's just 20,000. You cannot bring 20,000 to me and tell me to go and scatter one place. I'll ask you why. We'll actually have a sit-down conversation. Actually, I'll find it disrespectful. But if I have not eaten, that 20K is what would get my attention.
Which is what then puts the onus on those, because again, I keep going back to it. Those people who are, the biggest in number are almost intentionally put in that position.
Yeah.
Which then puts the onus on those of us who somewhat know better to continually do what we can. Take the extra effort to let them know. What year was that? Anyways, at some point, elections were coming. I joined a political party because I wanted to know what the process was like. I wanted to. And then you're going to the units, you're seeing people vote. And on the day that people are voting, there's a little guy by the corner who has a little wad of cash. And as people are coming in, and this was a space where you had a lot of market women and, and so he's doling out cash and telling them who they, Now, that can work because those people are literally surviving every single day. They don't know what it's like to live. And why are they in that position? because let me explain. Look at the educational sector. It gets worse and worse and worse and worse every day, intentionally, because information is power. If you do not know, you can't wield it. Knowledge is power, literally. So what do? The things that would empower those people, they constantly take it away from them.
Yeah.
Take it away from them, so that they have people who they can enslave. And then what do they now do? They then introduce certain level games that make those of us who might have some opportunities feel like, oh, I don't want to deal with that. And so what you've done is you've created a divide. Nobody wants to help the other. Oh, I'm seeing them and I'm thinking, oh, I'm threatened. So I can't help you. You don't like me. NSARS was scary. You come out of your estates and you see a long line of people who are begging you for what to eat. But you know that if you give them 2 minutes, they will do whatever. Like, they will take everything from you. And so at that point in time, I started to understand how the stratification benefits the people at the top.
Yeah.
They are well aware.
Of what's
It
going
is
on.
part of how it is designed, so that the ones with the largest number, I'll leave them incapacitated.
Okay.
I'll let the ones who are a little high be comfortable enough that it gets to a point where they're not too bothered about it. When so it's all of those things. So these things are more intentional than we realize.
Yeah, and that goes back to the beginning when you were like, oh, what would you be looking for in the upcoming president? And I'm the type of person that I would look for somebody who is closer to the community. Now, I wouldn't say name any names or anything, but where I actually live, we have a governor who is amazing. Amazing guy. When he first came in, the previous governor, he promised a lot of things. Always making promises. But he started it, he wanted to, but he didn't really get there. So it was like a lot of incomplete projects all around the state. But when this guy came in, he had a lot to do with, because it's a very big state. It's a very big city. He had a lot to do. He did everything plus more. Like, I love it when somebody lives up to you. Sometimes I know it's not hard, because I know it's not hard. I know it's hard to easily say something and actually put it into action. But I feel like a lot of things aren't difficult. There's a lot of money in Nigeria. Yes, we're owing a lot of people a lot of money, but there is a lot of money that we don't know about. So, okay, there's this road now. It's terrible. This road has been terrible for years. Nothing is stopping you from fixing this one single express road. And this is a road that connects to a lot of different states.
A road that you pass.
Exactly. Nothing is stopping you from fixing this road. Mind you, this is not a road in a corner. This is a general road that you have to go through. Nothing is stopping you from fixing this road. But you cannot sit here in power for years and years and years, see this road, pass this road with your convoy every week. And you don't think, maybe it's a little difficult for the people here to pass this road.
I really do understand where you're coming from, because even at a point, let me say, I used to think that sometimes, is there, for people in power, is there something that is happening that we do? Because I used to think,
it's greed.
Fair enough.
It's greed.
You're stealing the money. You're telling us you're doing something. You're taking the money away from us, and you're making us believe that you're actually doing something.
The more that road stays spoiled, the more money is being thrown to fix the road.
And every year, for
other
some
people are
reason, there's a
getting
budget,
enriched.
and that road is in the budget.
Exactly.
But yes, that road, nothing is
So
happening
if I
to this
fix
road.
the road, when next year comes, you need
But
to.
the thing is that when this
It's a means
particular
to an
governor
end.
came into power, the first thing he did was fix that road.
Because he cared enough.
I've been in that city for, let's say, I've lived there for 9 years now. That road has always been bad. As soon as he came into power, the first thing he did was fix that road. I was like, wow, it's crazy. But I was like, that's bare minimum. At this point, I have very, very high expectations, because I've seen a lot of different countries. I've seen a lot of different people in power.
Yeah.
Nigeria is, like you said, the bars are down in hell.
Exactly.
But you also have to be like, I can't really see bare minimum and be like, oh my God, he's really doing something. He fixed the road, that's not that big of a deal.
It shouldn't
Okay.
be.
It's not that.
Yeah, it shouldn't be
that big of a
But
deal.
then when you now put it into
Perspective,
context,
you
exactly,
like-
and perspective, it's like,
So-
oh,
Exactly. He fixed that road. I was like,
Yeah,
oh my
but
God.
I used to always think. Now you mentioned the thing about greed. I thought that maybe, I don't know, maybe there's a limit to the money or something.
Girl,
but I remember.
yeah.
But then I started seeing Zoran Madmani in New York, and I was like, this is insane. This is a TikTok. People are asking for things on TikTok.
Suffer in this country.
We've been talking about the politicians. I want to hear from you, baby. I want to talk about the people that are actually informed, that are educated. But if you tell them this guy is not doing it, they'll tell you no, he's doing a great work. And I don't get where sometimes I'm like, are you
Are you here?
Seeing what I'm
Are you here?
Okay. And that's how you know he's doing a great work. Oh, didn't you? And they would actually be telling you, oh, didn't you see what he did? He did something, making you look like you are a crazy
know what
person.
you're
like when
talking
it's
Like,
about.
a big relationship.
exactly, like
with
you're
our
trying to rage
government.
bait me. Because what do you mean he's
Oh my
doing
God.
an amazing work and
They will
I'm blind?
suffer us. They will not
Do
give
you
us
get-
biscuits.
So,
Yeah, take.
I don't
They
get.
will not be like, yeah.
I feel like it is people like that that are enabling these people.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are actually still some people that believe that, oh my God, we have the best of the best. And
Because
then
they're not directly
you're
suffering
wondering.
That
No, they're suffering.
They're not directly
No,
suffering.
they are
Some.
suffering.
some are.
They
some
are
aren't.
suffering. They are. I see. I kid you not when I tell you that they are
So
suffering.
you can't be Nigerian.
I
and
actually
not
agree.
suffer.
I actually agree with what you're saying.
They are
because
suffering,
I
but they
promise
will
you,
never
you
see
can't.
it.
there was
No, you can't. So that's what I'm saying.
You can be a Nigerian and not suffer.
No,
They are
I promise
suffering.
You can't.
This-
So
this
actually,
people
let me
suffering.
rephrase. You can't be in Nigeria.
An average.
No, so that's the thing. It's so bad. Like there are a lot of things that money won't save you from.
Okay.
If you think
I
about like
promise you it will.
no.
Oh
I'm
my
coming.
God.
We've had notable people die in road accidents.
Mm-hmm.
Really notable people, and the money couldn't save them. Why?
Sure.
Because it was the things that they
They
did not
do.
work on
When
that
they
came
could.
to bite them. Right? We've had situations whereby we've had
Avoidable deaths.
yes, avoidable circumstances of people who actually mattered, of people who will say things like, just have money. Nigeria is sweet. But it
Yeah.
happens all the time. Whereby, that's why I mean, like, you can't be like, it's not, have money in Nigeria. You will enjoy, but the day that Nigeria chooses to happen to you, there's a reason that
Yeah.
don't let Nigeria
Nigeria
happen
happen
to
to
you
you.
exist. Because it doesn't care who you are, it can happen to you. Have notable people not been kidnapped?
They have. I mean,
So at the end of the day,
Yes, they've been kidnapped, but if you think about it, it always turns out like a skit. Like they're playing a skit. Do you understand? The kids that were kidnapped, a lot of Nigerians are convinced that it was a skit.
I
It was a
know.
political
So,
stunt.
I mean, the point I'm making is, I personally know people who had influence, who have suffered. There's so many things that happen in this country every day that would never make the news. Never would make the news. So a lot of things happen. Like sometimes when we're asleep, there's so much that happens. The simple point is that when the system of a place is terrible, it will affect everybody. But you need to even understand that even like the news, what is being reported on the news is limited. It's only a percentage of how much actually happens. And I know this for a fact because as someone who's worked in the media for a very long time, sometimes you're having to filter through things.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can't throw certain things. So if you throw certain things
You're
out,
gonna get
it will
fired.
incite
The wrong
things.
people.
So at every single point, you need to understand that even the information you're getting is limited. So basically, Nigeria will happen to every and anybody as long as you're here. It is why we had like the Jackpot surge and all of those things because people just started to. A lot of my friends will tell you, "Oh yeah, I almost died. That was when I left. The next week I was on a plane out of here."
Okay. So
I want to hear from you.
yeah.
Yes, I have because
My dear, you
no,
yes.
I'm not used to jumping into.
I'll jump in now.
Okay, I think with when we're talking about the governorship and everything, we're always focused on the presidential election most times. We don't talk about the local government chairman, the governors. We
I mean, it
don't
starts from
focus.
there.
And the local government chairman is literally the grassroots. And aside from even that, when we're talking about this participation thing, I was having a conversation with my friend some time ago, and we were saying that if there's going to be a revolution, there must be death, there must be blood. And if we're actually being factual, they must. And if every time
Have
you
enough
have
people not died? That's my question.
but like if we're actually being like in all the conversations that we continue to have and everything, even this one now, how many of us can say that okay, I want to die for Nigeria? Like step into that forefront and step into that forefront and say, okay, I want to actually sacrifice my life. To be honest, I won't say it's worth it. But when we're talking about the 16 steps that they've made for us, when it could just be 5 steps, those 16 steps can make us lead us to those 5 steps. I think when it comes to the PVC stress, everything, that's how they want it to be. They don't want you to vote.
I
They
still
want-
feel like when you talk about people that have sacrificed for Nigeria, I feel like people have sacrificed.
Yeah.
People have died.
Mhm.
Did you guys see that woman that held her son when he died?
Yeah.
That was painful to watch.
Yeah.
People have died. So I don't think revolution. In fact, we have done it since NSAS was not supposed.
And the-
Nigeria
and-
was supposed to have
And the
a
thing
new
is, like,
birth
we've seen
during
that
NSAS.
happen.
And it did not. People
Mm.
still, police still, they still run mad every day. Because I'm going to call it madness. They still act crazy every now and then. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So now, I'm thinking about something because I just thought of something online, talking about social media and stuff.
Yeah.
Whenever, situations happen in Nigeria, people are always quick to call out the celebrities, the influencers. Oh, you're not talking! This person doesn't care! This person is not... What do you guys think about that?
I think it's because like they have a wide reach.
Platform,
That's why
yeah.
they
No,
think
I don't
people.
see- Yeah,
But I
continue.
think we sometimes overestimate them. That you don't really know this person's personality. Like it's whatever they're showing you that you know and we take in. But you don't even know who they support. You don't know.
I'm so sorry.
You don't know who they support. You don't like actually know their viewpoint on this particular topic. So, but the reason why we have so much expectations because you have a wide platform, you can educate people a little bit, like reach out to a lot of people. That's the reason why we have that expectation.
So you feel like every celebrity and influencer should speak about
No,
these
because we
things?
don't know what they want to say.
No, I feel
That was another
I feel like
angle.
the reason they don't talk is because they know what they have. For example, now if Davido wants to come and talk about getting your PVC now, actually, let me not say that. But the people there can tell him don't say that. Do you understand? They can
Yeah.
shut down his father's business.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say anything because you know how these things can get. Like, I'm not about to get into a lawsuit with anybody, but allegedly, I heard that when he made that tweet about I can't remember what it was, but he made one tweet recently and people started dragging him online for it. Apparently, allegedly, I heard that Dangote was the one that told him to take down the post. I don't know how true that is, but if you understand the context as to which I was talking about Davido, you understand what exactly it is I was trying to say.
So like they are not fully allowed to talk. Do you understand? Because the people that are watching them will tell them don't say that, delete that post or do this or do that. Do you understand? They would also be affected if they come out to say one thing or the other. They can also be affected.
I think my personal take on it is that with artists and influencers speaking about political matters and stuff, I think that if you as an individual, I don't think there's anything wrong with you as an individual wanting to see celebrities or influencers speak up about political matters. I don't think there's anything wrong with you as an individual withdrawing support from me. Maybe you were a fan of an artist and you saw that this artist, he's not talking about all these political matters. Like, what the hell? And you decide that I'm not going to associate. I think that's fine. But I think to now put it on like as a duty or as a responsibility, like artists or celebrities have to talk about political matters. I don't think that's necessarily the case. I think when I see an artist or a celebrity talking about political matters, obviously I have more of a respect for them and I think more highly of them as compared to other artists. But I don't think an artist that doesn't speak on such matters, a celebrity that doesn't speak on such matters is like a terrible human being, or because sometimes things can be, will I say, complicated?
Yeah.
Would I say?
Bonike said that some of them are like probably even benefiting from what is happening, so they can't really say
That one safety. So
And and that's really true. I think wanting people who are influential to speak on certain matters also matters that like maybe the general populace is has agreed that is a pain point for all of them. It's not out of place, which is the same reason that we've seen. I don't think it's just a Nigerian thing, it's global. People expect that because exactly you have influence, you can reach wider people. When it's coming from you, people most likely will listen better. But then again, they're still human. And we also live in a time where being influential does not necessarily mean having sense.
Yeah.
So
that is true.
what
That
gave
is
that
true.
person influence to begin with? And so you have somebody who became influential by maybe some form of tomfoolery, and then you're expecting them to understand. They just may not. Like, they may not have the facilities really. And
Yeah.
so at the end of the day, when you put all those things into consideration, I don't really care for those things. The simple point is, I think more than anything is, do we have enough unity to clamor for things long enough till it can get a reaction?
Yeah.
That's really where it's at. And the few times when we have been able to, that we took it off of social media and came to the streets, things like NSARS, it will forever be something monumental, because we started the discuss online and people saw that people were coming out every day. I remember, I'll never forget, I don't know who this man was, but I remember on one of the protest days, I had kind of I don't know, my knee had given out. I had gone to the hospital. My driver was stuck in traffic. So I get an Uber to take me to the protest grounds. That's the toll gate. And when I'm getting down, I'm like, oh, sir, how much should I pay you? And he said, oh, no, I've been doing this all day. I've been going to different points, getting people who want to come here and bringing them. And it touched me so much, because that was his own contribution to the cause. There were the people who were doing it at the toll gates. And I'm like, if we could just have this much harmony and unity.
People bringing food.
Yes, there were. Like every day I had a new thing I was doing. And it was like, I still didn't feel like I was doing enough. But like some days, if I was sleeping and I was just resting, I'm like, what are you sleeping for? I'll open my phone, I'll see like 5 of my friends who have gathered, another 5 of my friends, and I'm like, oh, you're gingering me, I'm going. So it's those are the little things, and those are the times where I realized, like, because sometimes the older generation, I remember I had an argument with my auntie when she was like, you guys are just lazy, you don't know how to. I'm like, well, if we're lazy, it's because of who? It will be your fault.
Yeah.
Do you get? But so at that point in time, I was just happy, because it seemed like all the things that had been said about the fact that we were a generation that was so focused on comfort, at that point in time, we're able to be like, so what are you saying now?
Yeah.
You know? So
Yeah, I think our major problem is comfort. I'd say like we're not unified, because let's say the 3 of us here want to stand up against the government, because the government has paid you guys now want to attack us. And that is so ridiculous, because like, if a celebrity wants to speak out, the person needs to have enough security, because the government can go and pay thugs to go and kill the person. Do you understand? That's one of the reasons why I like Very Dark Man. He has muscles. So even if you are the thug, you want to
Well, regarding the Very Dark Man
situation,
situation, I'd rather keep my mouth shut.
No.
Like,
no, I'm just saying, I'm just saying that he's
like
built,
never.
right? He's built like someone
So
like that
happened?
is not someone you just randomly walk up to.
So gun cannot enter.
In where?
Can
Where
enter
exactly?
like let's say he's walking on the street.
Okay.
I'm just saying like, if any celebrity,
I'm just saying that bullets don't know muscles, but that's
Yeah.
but like,
Do I have a problem with medium? Oh my god, I don't even know why I'm laughing. I think the guy is very controversial. Sometimes, people say, "Oh, he's talking," but I don't agree with a lot of things that he says. That's just it. I don't think I have a problem with him. I don't just agree with a lot of things that he says, and I'm sorry. I remember when someone said, a conversation was going on online. So when I said, let VDM not enter this conversation, it's going to turn upside down. That was what we knew.
The same facial expression I have on now. I just don't subscribe to whatever it is that he's putting out. Let's put it that way.
for example, a lady now, she wants to go on the streets and protest. We don't know if she's safe. These things it's easier said than done, right? You need to have security, good security. You need to have money. If you want to stand up against the government, I feel like you need to have security and you need to have money, because it can shut you up. If they don't like what you're saying, they will shut you up. If you're going against what they want to do, they will shut you up. Like, they are so quick with this thing. Like, once they see that people are beginning to listen to you, they want to shut you up. And like, that's one thing when you mentioned unity, I cannot understand that very much, because we're not unified in this country. We are so greedy to the point where if I have 10,000 and I see that you just need 100 naira, I will not want to give it to you. Anything that will make both of us on the same level, I will not want that.
Yeah.
And I think it's not. I don't think it's just Nigerians. I think that's just how human beings are.
It's been amped up a bit. over here.
I think it also comes down to the
I actually
system.
feel like it's not in Nigeria. I'm not going to lie because I was telling somebody today, I was like, I don't know how Nigerians can be so wicked to Nigerians. You see a white man come, we're doing eye service, doing certain things. Like, you need to change. Like, you can't keep conforming to every single thing. You can't keep doing certain
We
things.
conform a lot.
We conform
Yeah.
a lot, which is a problem because you see how these things are affecting us. And the next man can come to you and like, please help me with this and that. Please stay away from me. I beg you have this. Like, there's no need for that. Like, you can be together, you can do everything. And you see the power in that. Like, you get results.
All
so
right.
there's no need.
Amazing. So the last, point of call I want us to speak on is Gen Z's actually getting into these spaces. Because now it seems as though the older generation got it wrong. I think they constantly, I'm sorry, but that generation. That's not good. That's not good. But man, so how do you think we can actually get involved in, this? Somebody was talking to me about women, even in, the political space.
Yeah.
You can literally count them. Like, why? Like, how do we run for these? And I feel like you said, the first step is by actually getting into a political party. I think that's the first step.
Before that, actually, I think information, like doing all we can to really inform ourselves. The more information you have, the more direction you have. We have the illusion of information because I think it
Yeah, social media.
You can always feel like, oh, I know, but then there's always more than what you realize. So first, it starts with a hunger to even want to understand what is the Nigerian political landscape, what is governance in Nigeria truly. And by the time you start to understand that, I think we're blessed with a very smart generation. It's just we don't know how to wield it.
Yeah.
So if we inform ourselves adequately, we start to understand what we're up against. It's when you know what you're up against that you can start to figure out how you want to start fighting it. I think that's that's the first step.
But then I also think that there's like the frustration aggression theory. You get frustrated, you're like, I really want to know more about this. Then when you start getting to know more about it, you're like, but wait, it's supposed to be this way. Why is it not that way? You start getting angry that, oh, wait, I actually want it to be this way. You start getting aggressive. People getting out on the streets for NSARS. That was the aggression. That was not necessarily aggression in the term of a bad thing, but it's like, I am angry that I want something to change.
Because there's stuff to be angry about.
Exactly. So that is something you also have to note.
But
You have to want something. Then you have to be like, oh, I really, really want this thing to happen. Like, I'm getting irritated that it's not happening. You have to do something. Get up and be like,
No, it's okay.
Okay, you mentioned women in politics. I feel like the average man, right, is not very okay. So listen, don't get triggered. Right?
Oh, ma.
The average man would say, how would a woman be my boss, or how would a woman be the president? What does that even mean? I'm actually even I'm not sorry. What do you mean by a woman is so emotional to be a president? The wars that have happened, is it not a man that started it? You will see the men. I saw this one video on, I think it was Instagram, where this person was asking men on the streets that, can you allow a woman to be president? They were like, how woman go be president? No, what does that even mean? What do you even mean by that? That's why you would not see, that's why you can count women that are in politics. Because like these men, they shall want to be there and they don't know anything. They don't.
I don't know that I would make it a man-woman discussion.
That's what it is.
No, yeah, it has. The thing is, yes, historically, and even in other societies, it's still the thing. Like, how many women leaders do we have if we even want to think about it globally? Right?
Yes, because they
It's
don't recognize women.
It's something we're working towards, like as women who are, advocating for more for women. It's something we understand. But here, it's that issue plus the fact that we just don't know nothing.
Yeah.
So when you put that together, it's like, ooh, so
extra.
But in other places, they're just better at pretending. They will let you run. They will gash you up, but you're not with me. So it's a much bigger problem than just men don't like. Because again, like, let's be very honest, the average Nigerian man is angry at life.
Very
Do you understand? So for him, it's just something that's at play everywhere. He might take it out on the woman, but it's a lot bigger than just man and woman discuss.
And I also think
in a way,
about like labeling things. Like you see a woman come out, she says something about a situation she's not very comfortable with. Or like, okay, I see this woman now. I see this man and woman having a discussion, and the man starts yelling at the woman, "Oh, that's not right. Can you go?" Or like, "Oh, that's weird." And then they start saying, "Oh, so what? You're a feminist?" No, I'm just like, that's just normal human.
I'm just so emotional. That's what I think.
Basic rights. It's not about being a feminist. I am being a strong woman, but it's not basically about feminism. It's about I'm also a human being, and I should be treated as the human being. It's not even about feminism. It's not even about women's rights. It's about equality.
I think
let both of us be on the same playing field.
Yeah.
I'm just as smart as you are. You get what I'm saying?
I think another important thing about finding places in politics is even if like you have to recognize that you matter and your voice matters and the things you say matter and you have something to contribute. Because even apart from, I'll speak from my personal experience, even apart from, obviously I mentioned my whole NIN situation with my PVC, but there's also like, sometimes you feel so small. Sometimes like it's just sometimes like there's so many things involved and everything is just and you just feel so small. I think it's important to remind yourself, and I think it also comes down to information. Just remind yourself and then let the people around you also know, whether you as an individual or you as a woman, that you matter, your voice matters in the conversation and you have something to contribute.
Right, if we keep talking about it, I don't think we're going to leave here, right? And I think it's so important to get information because even the people there, some of them don't look like they have a lot of information. So get information, you heard us, and please get your PVCs. I feel like it's so important. Let us get our PVCs and let us actually go out to vote. I mean, I don't think we should give up. I honestly don't think we should give up because if we
give up, what's what's the alternative?
If
you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, you might as well do something.
I don't even think we should give up because I feel like
for change.
Yes.
I mean, we understand that's easier said than done, but still.
I actually still think we should not give up because of the whole Nigerian. They're buying votes. Why are they buying votes? Because they know that you have power.
Giving up is not an option. I think that's the first thing you need to understand. Giving up is more or less just surrendering to say, okay, kill me now.
Just take the gun.
Exactly.
Just put the sugar.
That doesn't make sense in any way, shape, or form. We just need to understand that if we are to get out of this rut, a lot of us are victims of circumstance. We're born into these problems. But the only people who can actually make a change is just each person, you.
Exactly.
You. So everybody needs to understand that, yes, it is stressful. It is the time we find ourselves in. We can rise to the occasion.
Yes.
And drown.
We will not drown in Jesus' name. All right, we'll come your way next time. This is What the Internet Said. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.